Hello everyone, welcome you again. Today I am going to discuss about landscaping in home gardens. A home garden is an area within or around a residence where individuals cultivate plants for personal enjoyment, aesthetic appeal, or practical purposes such as growing fruits, vegetables, or herbs for consumption. So, home gardens can vary widely in size, design, and purpose, ranging from small indoor herb gardens to expansive outdoor plots. They often serve as spaces for relaxation, creativity, and connecting with nature, offering opportunities for individuals to grow their own food, beautify their surroundings, and engage in a fulfilling hobby. Why should we have a home garden? There are many persons like fresh, healthy. Why should you have a home garden? There are many reasons like fresh, healthy produce. So, growing your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs allows you to have access to fresh, nutritious produce right at your doorsteps. So, homegrown food tends to be higher in flavor and nutritional value compared to store bought alternatives. The next one is cost saving. By growing your own food, you can potentially save money on grocery bill. While there may be an initial investment in gardening supplies, over time the cost per unit of produce can be significantly lower than purchasing from a store. The next one is the environmental impact, that home gardens promote sustainability by reducing the carbon footprint associated with transporting food from farm to table. Additionally, practicing organic gardening methods can minimize the use of harmful chemicals and pesticides, contributing to a healthier environment. The next is the connection to nature. Gardening provides an opportunity to connect with the natural world, fostering a sense of appreciation for the cycles of growth and the beauty of plants. It can also serve as a form of stress relief and relaxation, promoting mental well being. The next one is the educational experience. Gardening offers valuable learning opportunities, especially for children, teaching important lessons about plant life cycles, environmental stewardship, and the interconnectedness of the ecosystem. The next point is the customization and variety. Home gardens allow you to choose the types of plants you want to grow, enabling you to experiment with different varieties, flavors, and cultivars that may not be readily available in stores. The next one is the community engagement. So, home gardening can foster a sense of community by sharing excess produce with neighbors, participating in community garden initiatives, or exchanging gardening tips and resources with fellow enthusiasts. Overall, having a home garden can enrich your life in numerous ways, that offering not only practical benefits but also opportunities for personal fulfillment, health, and environmental stewardships. There are some basic guidelines for the home landscape, that when creating a home gardens, personal preference is a major factor. The exterior of the house, together with its surrounding, should reflect the owner uniqueness and inner self. It is best to give things a lot of thought before beginning any digging at all. Before designing a landscape for home, following points should be kept in mind, and such as that the background, contrast, balance, or proportion. So, take up one by one. The first one is the background. The background in a garden, whether a wall, tall trees, or a hedge, should be neutral in nature. That is to say, this should not become a distracting feature over the main features of the garden. The contrast, that the design should be such that it should break monotony. To achieve this, variation in form, texture, or color has to be brought in. The next one is the balance or proportion, that a balance has to be maintained between different components, that is masses, form, color, etc. of a garden. Overcrowding of plants or other garden features should be avoided. Here is, in this image, you can see all the plants maintain balance by masses, color, as well as the texture. Then we have some other principle, that the open center. So, items of significant interest should not be placed in the garden center. The best method to accomplish this is to have a lawn which also provides the impression that the property is larger, although planting a specimen shrub in the middle of the lawn would go against the idea of space. You might plant a tree that branches out from the ground at higher elevations. Repetition is another point or principle. So, the repetition or duplicating some features of a garden help to achieve rhythm, balance, and unity. Another principle is rhythm, that a landscape designer should have an artistic sense to understand how to bring in rhythm in the design. The next one is that variety. To break the monotony in a garden, variety is essential. This is achieved by contrast of color, form, and texture. Besides these, design should be simple, easy to maintain, and provide comfort for inmates. By considering all these principles, the next part of landscape design is to make a plan layout. If the garden area is sufficiently large, this can be divided into three areas. The first one is the approach or public area. So, this is the area from the street side extending to the entrance of the house. The approach area should not be overcrowded with large trees. It is better to have doorway or foundation plantings with low growing shrubs and evergreens. Big trees, if space permits, can go in the background but should not be overcrowded in the front. But a few low growing trees can be accommodated at the appropriate places as next to the entrance. If space is available or somewhere in the front lawn, an open spacious lawn with some annuals, zinnias, salvias and petunias, or herbaceous perennials such as chrysanthemum, canna and impatiens in shade can be planted in addition to the foundation planting. The next area is the work or the service area. Wherever possible, this and the living area should be situated at the back of the house as these need privacy. This area includes the kitchen garden, compost bin, nursery, tool shed and garage. The last part is private garden area or living area. In the Western countries, this is generally termed as the outdoor living area, where people sit out in the winter to enjoy the sun or rest in the summer under an arbor or shade of tree. This area should be easily approachable and visible from the living, that is the drawing room or dining room, screened from unsightly objects and for privacy. In the Western countries, people prefer a terrace and this is the place where it should come. There should be some shaded sitting spot such as a tree or arbor with garden benches, a wide stretch of lawn with shrub border or few annual beds or a rose gardens can also be included in this section. A tennis court or a play area has to be included here if there is enough room. Beside these points, many people advise not to include any pool or formal rock garden or the kind in a home garden. But there is no harm if formal or informal lily pool can fit in with the overall design, with or without a fountain or a rock garden. A statue or sundial can also be well fitted in some spacious compounds. After preparing the layout, the next step is the selection of the plants that suit the environmental condition of your home garden. Here are some categories of the plants you may want to consider for different purposes in home garden, which includes the trees, shrubs, herbs. So the first type is the tree. Selection of trees and their location depend on the architectural style of the building. Trees with beautiful flowers and handsome foliage are grown in the boundaries of garden. Some examples of ornamental trees like mass trees, ficus, albizia, devil's tree are shown here in the images. Next in the category is the flowering trees, which includes the plants like champas, peacock flower, bottlebrush, bauhinia, as shown here in this figure. The next type of plants are the shrubs. Shrubs play an important role in landscaping. Border planting of a shrubbery or large ground is used for filling the gaps between the trees and plants. The plants in this category include the ornamental shrub like thuja, croton, acalypha, aralia, etc. And other is the flowering shrubs like jasmine, oleander, alamanda, Macedonia, candlebrush, China box, China rose, Ixora, gardenia, etc. Herbs into an home garden can add both beauty and functionality. Ornamental herbs are selected for their attractive foliage, flowers, or overall form, making them visually appealing in addition to providing potential culinary or medicinal uses. Example of herbs commonly grown in home gardens are lavender, rosemary, basil, oregano, etc. These are just a few examples, and many more plants can thrive in Indian home gardens depending on the specific climate, soil conditions, and personal preferences of the gardener. Here are some additional tips for gardening in India. Start your garden in the cooler month, that is from October to February. Use organic methods whenever possible. Then water your plants regularly. but avoids overwatering. Fertilize your plants regularly with compost or manure. Protect your plant from pests and diseases. Be patient and enjoy the process. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. This was said by the Andrew Hepburn. So, thank you all for joining me in today's lecture.